yourself. And so verbs, which is like from, is very direct because you'd say you're from your mother, of course, everybody would. And then you could say you're from the land, that's true. And so bodies that's formed from, these are where the people bodies. Of is more a fiction and coming from a fiction. And so it's a lower order type of thing, you see, where some document is. And so you and I, we could say comes now, and coming from the land. And this is venue to, so that any charge could be revenued back as revenue to the people. That's what that word means. And also to republic also is to republic the debt, so that it's positively inducted currency, so there is no debt. So this is the golden age which we move to because everybody is under an agentic state and they want to do what's logical. And it's otherwise you've got it up against a big corporation that's, like a criminal banking cartel of a one world order, where you've got a big corp's strategic alliances going on, always behind some land grab, and all the ships and equipment doesn't fit a picture of being up against a small religious group that was funded the same as the state was. Something else is really a big WEF agenda for the few, and a big agenda 2030 otherwise. And to fit into, get into these bird cages, the smart city is inside, that most people are, it's told that you'd be just some pet, like a hamster inside. A rich person could own that bird cage sort of thing. Isn't sort of anything you and I would have come up with for sure. Yeah. But obviously, of course, you see criminal pattern going on, and it is under a legal killbox. So how did it occur? Well, it occurred because, just like I said, where title isn't introduced, where it will be and is and should be, and this is the fourth estate. This is above the gubernation. To guber meaning to control, and nation or ment is the mind. So it's how would you conduct yourself more or less, and that's sort of what governance is. And the fourth estate is we're the people, and so joinery always is where words are like from in a document versus of, and words in a smart contract can only work with a real verb and a real noun. And so the word is in the document. See, is as the verb. Where is doesn't exist, it's like what's going on with that, and so a body politic could have formed, and that body politic really like a Christian group or some other religious group or a political party, and all these groups are very loosely tied to the land, but they're not from the land. To be from the land, they have to be selected by we the people, which is a common law court of record trial by grand jury process, and that's like an Article 4 or Article 3 types of court where you're looking at contract, or you're looking at tyranny, or you're looking really at government transgression. And everybody cares, of course, that people in government and families and everybody is protected. And it's the fourth estate that looks at all this and sees what needs to be and corrects the things which can be, and can discharge the charges of genocide and those sorts of things, and can clear up, the matter of that legal kill box where someone no longer was the governor and executor of their own affairs, and was only given an infant decedent account, which didn't infer any natural right to come from it itself, and purposely done so that all really like Palestinians in the world, or even Ukrainian men, which maybe some 17,000 went through the meat grinder in the last 4 weeks. So, ongoing under a legal kill box, you've got a common law trespass and a legal name fraud, and those two crimes easy to prove because it's just documentary prima facie evidence, and they can be non-controvertible because it's sort of something which has been known. So it's a misnomer, how it could be that you look at how do you count who's a casualty of war, which by death or murder, and what's legal about what that is. So it's really totally sort of unlawful. It's accepted, of course, that you've got these big corp strategic alliance behind land grabs that's going on, and West really isn't anything sovereign at all, but just this a criminal banking cartel of one world order group, and it's accepted, of course, that legally yet not lawfully, have civilians like in Gaza or anywhere, or like in the war that's been going on in Ukraine and other places, casualties, and Myanmar, where the Rohingya are stateless. And so couldn't anybody say that where they are, there's degrees of fascism, because when you mix, you can't put the dead, which is a fictional body, in with the living. You can join the living with the living, and this is the fourth estate. This is what's above government. This is what's above all corporation, which only can use verbs like of. And so, how you join words together as what's the substantial relation between a noun and a verb. Something can be causative more as a verb, or just joined together with the word like and, which is weakly joining things, not like cause and effect like as would be, or if or while. And so those are ways to join ideas more together. It's a conjunctive word that's used. Anyway, if you've got a military government objective, apparently, civilian death, by the corpse, it's put that's something acceptable. And isn't it true that over a long period of time, where all these ICBMs warehoused and everything, it would be a sponge area, because they had to locate them where population wouldn't be, because it's the first sort of place that sort of is attacked where a nation is. And so those that would all live in and around that sponge area, it would be just automatically acceptable that they're in an area that's far more dangerous, let's say, because that sort of tactic of putting missiles into what's called a sponge area. Yet you're looking at a range of things is just a metaphor for